several members of my family were all sparring at Bardney Airfield during the war. And my father-in-law, my wife's father in particular, used to look after Guy's whisky bottle whilst he was away or flying, and they hid it in a pot-belly stove, so I presume no one else could find it. Good job they didn't light any fires in it, I suppose.
Did they ever talk about Gibson? What did they say about him?
There were, yeah, my grandfather and my father-in-law often used to, when we were having conversations, would talk about knowing Guy Gibson. Of course, he was a famous guy, wasn't he? You know.
And what was he like? How did they remember him?
Well, they remembered him as quite a quiet, unassuming guy, really.
So tell me, Frank, was it just the family connection that made you want to be part of this ride?
No, I actually a Royal Air Force man anyway, and I served at Scampton from 64 to 66 on 617 Squadron, so that was another connection for me. And I also knew while I was serving and met people like Mickey Martin, who was still in the service at the time, and one or two of the Battle of Britain guys. So it's an historic time for me. I was born in 1942, so I'm 71 now. And the aircraft, when they took over, looking at the tracks of the aircraft, when they took off from Scampton, would actually have flown right over our house. So I was laid in my cot, probably listening to them.
My name's Alan Trevor Coates. I'm from sort of the Hull area, east of Hull, and I'm here more to. It's a remembrance trip, but basically it's sort of my family connection really is my grandfather was in 142 Squadron originally at RAF Waltham Grimsby on Wellingtons. As far as I can gather, I'm still trying to get the information. His Wellington did crash about 4 miles away from here. The family story used to be it crashed from somewhere near where Gibson being famous for that sort of crash. So I thought I'd come out and do the damn trip. Basically, I had an accident myself on a motorcycle about a year and a half ago, just been declared fit to ride, and I thought, what a better way to get back into things than to raise some money and come and do the motorcycle outreach charity. So yeah, it's sort of a bit of a pilgrimage, but it's always been an interest. I think every young lad has his granddad's his hero, and I lost my father about 6 years ago, and I had a little child about 18 months ago, and I think as you get older, your family history becomes a little bit more important, and I wanted to get as much information as I could for a remembrance sort of thing to pass on to my next generation.
Well, the Major, Mr. Dicke, welcomes you here at the Mönes Lake, and it is a sign of big understanding and friendship between the British and the German nation that you come at this day, 70 years after the bombing of the dam, and it's a sign of friendship, and he is very happy that you use this day to come here and visit us.
And in reply, thank you very much for being great hosts here at Mönes. And I speak on behalf of all of us when I say it is a great privilege to be here to remember both our fallen people and also those of Germany who died as a result of the raid. There has been a long time since then. We are now in a partnership of nations. It is good that in this modern era that we can be together to commemorate what happened. And I think at this moment perhaps we can put the wreaths on the lake.
There we go.
So in memory of all those who've fallen, all nations, for the going down of the sun and in the morning we will remember them.
It's exceeded all of our expectations. The hospitality and the welcome that we've received here at the Mersey has been quite outstanding. From the moment we arrived in the car park this afternoon, with the number of German bikers that were there to join us, the refreshments, the welcome, the ride around, quite outstanding. And then this evening with the Mayor coming to join us in the commemoration ceremony, quite outstanding. A real testament to the change between the way we were and the way we are.
The raid's heroic depiction in the 1955 film gave it legendary status in Britain. Of course, here, where it actually caused death and destruction on a huge scale, it's held in less regard, which is why it was surprising perhaps to see so many Germans taking part. It may be that after so long they feel they too now can pay tribute to the courage and losses shown on both sides.
So in memory of all those who've fallen, all nations, for the going down of the sun and in the morning we will remember them.